Hello guys, I just moved to Beijing to meet top AI researchers from top universities, top companies. This is Joshua and Zhou from one of the top Chinese universities.
Renmin Kaoling School of AI, as well as incoming intern in one of the top Chinese AI research labs that we talk about all the time on our channel.
I'm gonna have top universities like Tsinghua, Peking, Renmin and other universities, companies, Moonshot, DeepSeek researchers come to talk to our channel, teach us how to do AI research, and we can do AI research with them.
So the motivation of this paper is to find a unification of all three or four neuroscaling laws.
Okay, this is interesting.
The idea of this paper is to unify three scaling laws, which are for model, data and compute, and to provide theoretical background behind them, strict, rigorous mathematical background. Sorry for the bad audio of the interview. I need to figure out how to improve this in the future.
Model scaling, data
Scaling and compute scaling. Actually, like they showed straight lines in this log space.
Join my school to become AI researcher. Free trial link below the video. Straight line in log space means that in order to reduce this loss or error by some percentage, you need to double the compute or data or parameters. And then to reduce by the same percentage, you need to double that again. So now 4x in total. And then the next one is 8x, 16x, 32x. So it's growing by 2 every time you reduce by a same percentage. So you see how model or data or compute requirements kind of explode.
We want to find out why it's straight line and what assumption, basic components, I can say, that we need to derive the neuroscaling law. So we follow a first principle approach to do this, to use the less assumption as possible and to derive as many phenomenon and as many theorems as possible.
Joshua Zhou has mathematical background in Xi'an University. His approach is to theoretically define the problem and then solve it, analyze it, understand it with math. This is different from problems that are too difficult to define with math. For example, if you should put normalization before or after attention layer. I think that would be too difficult, and then those cannot only be solved by testing. He wrote first a blog post on this, and then his supervisor said that it's a good blog post, so they will turn it into a paper. And this person, Zishuang Gong, helped him make the proofs rigorous, and she has equal contribution and to formulate the problems. Check out his blog post here, by the way. I'm gonna leave the link below. He's looking to do PhD in the US. Check out this graph. This explains the main idea behind the paper. Let's say you have a large language model. And in large language model, there are words it sees frequently, like the, is, and. These words it's gonna learn quickly because they are very frequent. And there is a lot of words that are very rare. So it's gonna look like this. In the beginning, you have a few very, very common words, and then there is a lot of rare words. So this is frequency, and these are like just words. Here, these few words are very common, and then a lot of infrequent words. And now that same graph is drawn here, but this is log scale, so it's a straight line. But imagine these are a lot more frequent here. And the idea is there is this cutoff based on parameter size, where these frequent words are learned and these less frequent words are not learned. And as you increase data or compute or parameter size, then this frontier, this line of the difference between learned and not learned is getting pushed to the right. So more and more learned words get learned. This is called effective frontier.
K is just an index.
Okay.
Yeah, from 1 to infinite. Just we assume that the real task can be factorized into
many tasks.
Yeah, infinite autonomic task.
Okay.
And we just label this task as 1 to infinite.
Okay.
And this task, we assume that they have different weight, and we place them in order from 1 to infinite, from large to small, the weight from large to small. And it's very natural to see neural network tend to learn tasks with larger weight or with a higher frequency to appear in the dataset.
And just to repeat, tasks are like a generalized way of breaking down the big main goal into small tasks that neural network needs to learn. For example, if neural network is writing text, small tasks would be to learn the meaning of every word. And in the beginning, the small ones can learn just the most frequent words. But bigger and bigger networks can learn more and more difficult words or more and more difficult tasks. And there is a cutoff for each network on what it learned, what it didn't learn.
Then we can derive what we call here a effective frontier, K star, which means that before this K star, for any K that less than the K star, the task K is learned. And for any K that is larger than K star, the task is unlearned. Yeah, it's not learned. This effective frontier K star is a cutoff in the long tail space.
Okay.
So then we just naturally derive an integral from K star to infinite. It's actually not a integral because it's discrete. It's a summation, as you can see right here. Actually, it's from K is equals to K star from infinite, but because it's infinite, so we can do some like bounding to transform this into an integral. So, and because this pk, we assume that it follows a Zipf's law, so that integral naturally derive a scaling law. That's the main idea.
Okay.
Yeah, this happen to every resource here, like the data resource, the compute resource. Yeah, just three of these resources derive a effective frontier.
That's it for this video, guys. I'm actually in China, Beijing. I'm gonna talk to best AI researchers, bring them to the channel, and so stay tuned and subscribe to the video, and see you in the next one. So not just publishing papers that didn't work well for us and then keeping the good ones secret, or closing the door on the research and then publishing papers here and there. We want to make everything completely open and do research together. So I'm going to do that here in Beijing. I'm going to also go to US later